你好，你吃饭了吗? Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we're taking you on an exciting journey to explore the top 10 places you must visit in China. From bustling cities with towering skyscrapers to tranquil gardens that soothe the soul, China offers a range of experiences that cater to all kinds of travelers. Stay tuned if you're planning a trip or simply curious about this fascinating country. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up with our latest travel guides and tips. Number 10. The Bund. The Bund is a well-planned walking area by the Yangtze River in Shanghai, the biggest city in China with more than 24 million people. This area has a European look because it was once a part of the city where international people lived. You can see 52 buildings with styles influenced by English and French architecture. Many of these buildings are now places to eat, shop, or see art. The designs of the buildings range from Gothic to Renaissance. Notable buildings include an old office used for harbor customs and the Peace Hotel. To obtain a great view of the Bund, head over to the Oriental Pearl Tower, located across the river. If you have extra time, the Yu Garden is worth a visit. This garden, often called the Garden of Happiness, was created in 1559, and many of its original parts still exist. You should also visit small towns near Shanghai, where there are less crowds. These locations provide a quieter experience but are still rich in culture and history. Number 9. The Potala Palace, Tibet. The Potala Palace is a well-known historical building in Lhasa, a city in Tibet, China. It was built as a fortress and a home for the Dalai Lama, serving as a vital hub for religious and political activities for many years. The palace holds many key religious artifacts. The Red Palace, the first part of the Potala complex, was constructed in the 17th century. It contains important areas for worship. One such place is the Enthronement Hall, where the walls have paintings that show the history of the Dalai Lamas and Tibetan leaders. This palace also has large halls that focus on religious teachings. Moreover, it has special burial structures called stupas for past Dalai Lamas. If you visit Lhasa, don't forget to explore the Jewel Gardens. These gardens are part of the Dalai Lama summer house and cover over 360,000 square meters or 90 acres. The gardens, planned and developed since the 1840s, include beautiful palaces, pavilions, and lakes. While in the area, consider visiting smaller towns or cities near Lhasa, like Xi'an, known for its monasteries, or Yangtze, famous for its historical fort. Number 8. The Classical Gardens of Suzhou, Jiangsu. The Classical Gardens of Suzhou is a must-visit place if you're traveling in China. Situated in the city of Suzhou in Jiangsu province, these gardens are recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. They were initially formed in the 11th century when Suzhou was undergoing a period of rapid growth. These gardens were among many, about 270, created in the city during that period. The Garden of Lingering is one of the most well-known among the remaining gardens. This 7-acre or 30,000 square meter garden was established in 1800. However, it was built on the foundation of an older park from the Ming Dynasty era. The garden features a pond, several beautiful buildings, an artificial hill, and peach trees. In addition, you will find a covered walkway with walls that display over 300 stone tablets, each carved with ancient Chinese writing. In Jiangsu province, consider exploring smaller towns near Suzhou, such as Tongli and Zhouzhuang. These towns are known for their waterways and ancient architecture, providing a peaceful alternative to the more bustling Suzhou. Number 7. The Yangtze River and the Three Gorges. The Yangtze River, also called Changjiang, is a significant river in China and the third longest river in the world. It flows over 6,000 kilometers or 3,728 miles from Tibet in the west to Shanghai in the east. The river goes through 8 provinces and has been a key transportation route for over 2,000 years. The river and its 700 tributaries cover a large part of China's landmass and farmland. One of the best places to see the river is the Three Gorges area. This 200-kilometer or 124-mile section between Fengjie and Yichang includes 3 main gorges, Qutang, Wu, and Guilin. The scenery here is breathtaking, with rapid waters, high cliffs, and tall mountains. You can explore this area in various ways, such as taking a luxury boat cruise or a more adventurous tour. If you want to check out smaller towns near the Yangtze River, consider visiting Chongqing or Wanzhou. Chongqing is known for both its spicy food and mountainous landscape. Number 6. Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding, Sichuan. If you're going to China, you should definitely see the pandas. One of the best places for this is the Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding in Sichuan province. Here, you can watch close to 80 pandas living in an area that resembles their natural habitat. The pandas are actively looking for food, eating, and playing. Try to go in the morning when the pandas are most active and eating. While in Sichuan, consider visiting smaller towns or cities like Dujiangyan or Leshan. Dujiangyan is famous for its ancient irrigation system and offers a blend of nature and history. Leshan is home to the world's largest stone Buddha statue and is a great place to learn more about China's religious and cultural history. Number 5. Cruising the Li River, Guilin. Going to China, you should consider visiting Guilin in Guangxi province. This town is famous for its beautiful nature and the Li River. The river flows through Guilin and nearby mountains that have special shapes. This place has inspired stories, poems, and art for many years. Now, it's a spot that tourists from all over the world appreciate as well. One interesting way to see this area is by taking a boat trip along the Li River. The most famous part of the river is between Guilin and Yangshuo, about 80 kilometers or 50 miles long. For a quieter experience, visit small towns near Guilin like Longsheng or Xinping. Longsheng is known for its beautiful rice terraces, and it's a great place to learn about local culture. Xinping has won acclaim for many years for its lovely old town and enchanting fishing village, with very beautiful scenery offering a peaceful alternative to the bustling Guilin. Number 4. The Summer Palace, Beijing. If you're near Beijing, you should consider visiting the Summer Palace, also known as Yiheyuan. This place is about 15 kilometers or 9 miles away from the city center and covers over 700 acres or approximately 2,832,800 square meters of beautiful parkland. It's a very popular place for visitors. The main palace was built in 1153, and a large lake was added in the 14th century to make the gardens more beautiful. A few places you should definitely see here include the Hall of Benevolence and Longevity, which features a throne and the Great Theater. This theater was built in 1891 and still hosts traditional Chinese plays and music. The Hall of Happiness and Longevity also has nice gardens and many walking paths. If you have extra time, try to visit the ruins of the old Summer Palace. It used to be a very grand place, but sadly was destroyed in the mid-1800s. For a more local experience, you can visit nearby towns like Yanqing. Yanqing is known for its beautiful natural scenery, including mountains and lakes, and it's a great place for outdoor activities. Number 3. The Terracotta Army, Xi'an. If you're interested in history, the Terracotta Army near Xi'an should be at the top of your list. In the 1970s, farmers found this amazing collection of clay statues while digging wells. These statues were made to protect the tomb of China's first emperor. There are over 8,000 life-size warrior statues, 520 horses, and more than 100 chariots. These figures were made around 280 BC. Some of the statues are damaged, but many have been carefully reassembled. This site is all part of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum site park and is one of the top places to visit in China. While you are there, consider visiting nearby towns like Lintong or Hancheng. Lintong is where the Terracotta Army is located and offers other historical sites like the Huaqing Palace. Hancheng has a rich history of its own, and you can see traditional Chinese architecture and ancient temples. Both provide a quieter setting to further explore China's rich past. Number 2. The Forbidden City and the Imperial Palace, Beijing. If you're going to China, the Forbidden City in Beijing is a place you must visit. The Imperial Palace is one of the largest buildings in China. The place you see today was mostly built between 1406 and 1420. It was the home of 24 emperors from the Ming and Qing dynasties. Only the emperor's family and close helpers had permission to enter. The Forbidden City is immense, covering 720,000 square meters or around 178 acres. It's protected by a high wall and a wide moat. While there are many areas for ceremonies and work, other areas are reserved for the emperor's private life. You should see the 5 white marble golden river bridges, the Hall of Supreme Harmony with the Imperial throne, and the Palace Museum with many pieces of art. You can also visit Tiananmen Square and the Temple of Heaven near the Forbidden City. For a more local experience, consider visiting the nearby towns of Tongzhou or Changping. Tongzhou is known for its historical canals and old temples, while Changping offers beautiful scenic spots like the Ming Tombs and Juyongguan section of the Great Wall. Number 1. The Great Wall of China. A famous saying in China suggests that you are not a true hero unless you've visited the Great Wall. The wall is very long, over 6,000 kilometers or 43 miles, and goes from Shanhaiguan in the east to Jiayuguan in the west. It passes through many areas, including Beijing, where you can see some of the best kept parts of the wall. The wall is usually 6 to 8 meters high, but can go as high as 60 meters, almost 1 mile. It is wide enough for 5 horses or 10 people to walk side by side. The wall has many towers and strong points. Some parts of the wall were built as far back as the 7th century BC. Every year, the part of the wall near the Badaling Pass, not far from Beijing, is visited by many people. It can be reached easily by bus or guided tour. Other good places to see the wall are near Gubeikou, 130 kilometers or about 81 miles from Beijing, and Mutianyu, just 70 kilometers or 43 miles from Beijing. Thank you for joining us on this spectacular tour through China's most captivating destinations. If you found this video useful or enjoyable, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. We'd also love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments which place in China you're most excited to visit or have traveled. Until next time, safe travels. 再见.